red trunks with black trim and fighting out of Philadelphia, middleweight champion of the world.
Geniality.
Something she said is the right cross. Look at Bernard trying to push like a boxer.
He's out in front. Once he starts letting the fist fly, he will leave himself open. But again, he's got the power that normally makes up for that.
And he seems to have a pretty good chin. So many of these fighters you see that hit really hard, like
Arcing punches, and Hopkins, of course, a guy who's excellent straight ahead. Right there, the right hand, very quick by Hopkins.
Hopkins, such a pro. Really wants to improve in the ring.
Ooh, right hand.
He observed a good shot there from Echols. You know, Echols...
I learn fast. I'm keen to change. He says he can change.
His idea is to try to jump on Hopkins early, I think. Hopkins is a slow starter most of the time, who picks up, though, with each succeeding round. Just gets better as the fight wears on.
And also a great student of the game. And he's going to see what's going on. That's not going to count, however.
No, he hit on the...
Look at the muscles in the backs of both of these fighters.
That's a good right hand again by Echols. Got Hopkins right off of him.
That's where his power is.
Here's the action we told you about. A war immediate right off the bat in this fight. Very interesting round. Some little minor fouls by the two in there, but there you see after the break, Hopkins has multiple skills, and he's trying to use his ability to move here in round number 2. Necessary to win.
Very many fighting his whole life. He's 54. The only thing he wants to know is when is the fight and how much am I getting paid? Doesn't matter who it is. When is the fight and when am I getting paid?
He paid $100,000 tonight. $100 a fight that he deserves to be in the $1 million champion, with whom he seems to have a real problem with now, and who has a problem with him, David Reed. Those two men
Wins this fight.
Sure, a lot riding on this fight. He has a lot of pressure. He has more pressure than Antwun Echols.
And he has not found the answer yet. Good right hand, an excellent punch.
Yeah, that told us something about Antwun right there. That was a hard punch, and I don't even think Echols saw coming.
Kind of a choppy right hand. Nice job, too. You want to put your opponent down, so you punch him down.
All of a sudden, that right hand is starting to get there behind the jab of Hopkins. We'll be back.
As it turned out, it grazed the head of Antwun Echols. Maybe that's why Echols had that little smile.
Him as much as we thought.
Punch the way out.
Close of Antwun Echols. This is where Echols wants to fight.
Sure, he loves this. He loves to just load up with both hands. He's got power in both hands. I think equal power, Gary. The way that he just throws those punches and wings them.
Let's go to Shauna, who is in the corner of Bernard Hopkins. Sean?
Yeah, I'm over here now because he's got so much to offer.
And now he's fighting like Muhammad Ali.
He's boxing out the way I want to see him box.
All right.
And he can box, and we know that he can punch. But I don't want it to be a slug for him.
But he can beat 12 rounds. All right, guys. That's what they like over here. We got the right idea. That's it. Back to you.
Bowie Fischer, of course, has been with Bernard Hopkins no less than 11 years.
His punches, they don't all land, but some of them score and they can impress the judges. And he's kept Hopkins pretty busy defending himself in this round. I get the feeling that Echols, though, has been enjoying the combat there. I look at the smiles on his face sometimes after the exchanges.
No, I agree with you. And the other thing that Echols has done is he's cut Hopkins off pretty well. He hasn't just followed him into the ropes. Pretty good round for the challenger. End of 3. We'll be back.
Taking a look now at the end of round 3, the previous round, as round 4 begins. Look at another punch after the bell there.
Very happy over here, Barry. A lot of instructions from him. Jamie, what do you like now?
Danny.
Other corner, Bowie Fischer telling me.
Talking about his, first he said he's an executioner. You gotta have him. And what we're gonna do when he gets through, look at that shot. It's so beautiful. I don't have to do much. He said we didn't have no coach. Everybody's been estimating.
Over here, he's doing a lot of color. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks. And they're doing a pretty good job right now.
I think Echols is fighting a fine fight, it could be a winning strategy, but I don't think Hopkins is near desperate as it's being made out of over in that.
They really launched it consistently himself.
Legitimate. Work your way out.
Challenger to the title of Bernard Hopkins. Tell that like it is. 6:30 p.m. and midnight right here on Fox.
Very excited over in Antwun Echols' corner. He's getting encouraged.
Straight right hand. Hopkins and answers with a right hand of his own. Barry Hopkins with Rich Ferrata, the champ of the IBF middleweight champion.
Antwun Echols is a kid who had well-grounded, controversial final fight. Antwun, the stun market. Oh, man, Echols just got stunned there by Hopkins. Now he has been knocked down.
There's another right hand from Hopkins. And right back comes Echols.
Echols though gets wild. Hopkins punches straight. Echols is winging punches from the outside.
Another right hand by Hopkins.
It's all about control. But what Echols is trying to do is take the play back away from Hopkins. Look at that.
Big combination.
It's combination shots, too. Look at Bernard now. Look at the confidence now.
I'm saying, come on, and Hopkins has obliged.
We change.
Quicker, sharper punches.
And making him come after him. Look, Bernard backing up to run into something.
Well, all part of that figuring out a way to win process we talked about.
And he's a pro.
Great to watch. Oh, look at that.
Right hand. Right hand again.
The body punches. We can plan it and end this fight.
A big round for Bernard Hopkins. 7 of 28. I don't believe I've ever seen that.
Hopkins beginning to dominate the fight, or even if he does dominate it completely. Echols is
Moving, trying to take the power out of his punch with his leg, his own legs, and he's scoring. Look at him move back. Come on in here. Follow me, dance with me, and then that's when he scores. Bernard's such a...
Good left hand again by Echols, so he just will not go away.
Trying to keep it up because he's been eating too many right hands.
Well, he was told, Echols was in his corner, you've got to use your trick now. Use the trick yet. Exactly what that would be. In this fight.
Bernard pulling the back of his head. Oh boy, he's wasting big shots. See how sharp Hopkins' punches are? Compare that to Echols' punches.
Well, they both got a little piece of one another in that exchange. End of 6. Been an excellent fight so far. And in Hopkins' corner, Louis Fisher saying, don't go
This way. Says I can't free McLeod, got him into boxing, and Juju Hopkins.
as I could be, get out of there, and never come back. And he's done that. He's living a model life right now.
Oh yeah, he says prison can't rehabilitate people, only they can if 5 sell. Oh, good right hand by Echols.
I think that hurt Hopkins.
Yes, it did.
Hopkins tries to fight off the ropes, but I think clearly that got his attention.
Yeah, he's trying to fight his way out of it now, rather than hold or rather than boxing.
In the first 3, still able to deliver.
It's off much in the power department to me. This, of course, the IBF middleweight championship. The holder in the red trunks, Bernard Hopkins, getting all he wants from the challenger, Antwun Echols, tonight.
Good fight.
Don't grab Bernard.
We saw Hopkins play a little cagey there.
He tried to sucker him in.
As a pal of ours, Hector Camacho, so far. I've got this very close fight, Rich. Good right hand by Echols. Took a good right hand from Hopkins. Felt the other's best. I have it exactly the same way. 1-point edge for Echols right now. Another right hand by Echols.
He's double up inside a little bit. If he doubles up inside, he's going to get this job done.
He's doing very well, but what mistakes is Antwun Echols making in this fight?
Still, he could get hurt himself, you know. So that's a gamble. How close is it? It's a good competitive fight.
All right, Louis Fisher, he's got his man.
Steam on him in that last round, putting the heat on.
On for Hopkins because he dictated the fight in this round.
Echols seems to come alive when he hears that 10-second warning, though.
Bernard Hopkins to double up more. Don't try to get it all with one punch. I think the most significant thing, Rich, is that he's able to...
Hopkins is better. It's when Echols is able to suddenly dictate the pace of the fight, as he's trying to do right here, because the fight is this far along.
I want him to double up with a straight right hand. Double jab first. See a double jab on his way coming to throw here.
A different complexion in this.
The guy's been running all night. Judges don't like runners like this. Call himself a champion.
closest, there's a champion. You know the old adage.
Well, you know what's happening here.
That wobbled in. Got that wobble in with the right hand.
A lot of business over here. Back to you.
All right, and the business now for Echols is to hang on. He was clearly wobbled and almost dropped. And we talked about the fact that Hopkins is an excellent finisher.
Now we'll see. Immediately he showed the effects Echols did of that shot, and he's still wobbling.
50 seconds left in the round.
He's a little off balance as he comes forward. He can take his punch at this point.
Good idea for him just to stay out of harm's way, get out of this round, and take the minute's rest. Good right hand again. There's still time for Hopkins. And there's going to be some work to be done in the corner.
Him dead in his tracks. Right hand, right on the button. You see that left leg swing up? You know, I once saw Bernard Hopkins knock out Joe Lipsy, and he actually froze Lipsy in the center of the ring with one punch. He had him knocked out on his feet. See that left leg? It just kicked up into the air.
I've seen that. You heard basics for Bernard Hopkins. Good body work by Hopkins.
Yeah, mixing in some of that now. Real good idea.
And a great uppercut as well. Smells blood, I believe.
Yeah, another point is of note here, guys. Never a knockout after the 8th round. His corner man tells me he's got a great chin, and this is where he needs it.
Well, he's certainly shown that. I mean, he's taken some horrendous shots from Hopkins.
KO in the 9th round that I talked about. Baton Rouge with Brian Barbosa that you saw a little bit earlier, back February 10th at 98.
Back and was still able to score that late round knockout.
But Hopkins really pot-shotting on him.
You know, even when I saw him against Roy Jones Jr., I didn't give Hopkins a round, but I just saw how much better he got. You know, that's why playing with Michael Jordan was so good for basketball players. It elevates everyone else's performance. That's what it did that night.
Absolutely paid his dues. Little daughter, Latrice, who he says is his life, his mother's father-in-law.
And we talked about his volume, and it did his job, and that's what Bernard Hopkins has become.
I thought Marvin Hagler, one of the great middleweights. Bernard Hopkins starting, wouldn't rule him, I would give him the puncher's chance.
Hopkins was like a surgeon, I thought. He was diced.
Champion is all about. Total picture, he had 15 barrel over his opponent. He looked to dissect him, to pick him apart, to change. And you've certainly seen Bernard Hopkins
past his audition. This is a tough guy that he's fighting tonight. Maybe tougher than the other two guys that you mentioned that were out there for him.
And off of his feet here. The body punches by Hopkins.
You go, what did I do to myself? Antwun Echols, who will spend a few days hurting from the pain that Hopkins is dishing out.
And again, a good body shot by Hopkins, a left to the body a moment ago.
Muhammad Ali Reform Act in Congress.
And again, Hopkins just continues.
Anyone. What shots. Downstairs. They add up.
I think this has really been a craftsman's boxing remaining in this IBF Middleweight Championship, and we'll be back. And due credit to Antwun Echols. He came with an idea, and he tried to execute it as best he could, and it's not over yet.
Well, I think he's fought a very good challenge to Bernard Hopkins. That's a superior champion that he is in there with. And both of these guys look to me like they have a lot of will to win.
Yeah, both proud warriors. But I tell you, look at that shot from Hopkins. Oh.
Again, that lift of the left leg of Echols right off of the camera.
The entire time, Roy Jones just too fast for him, too quick for him. And in this fight, Antwun right there. In fact, between rounds, his corner telling him, just don't get knocked out. You're winning the fight.
He bombed him with a couple of right hands here, but right off the ropes.
Oh, and look at that. Now he's wilting. Antwun, I tell you, both of these kids are tough. Oh.
Echols is ready to go.
Yeah, he is. Not much left.
Nose bloodied. He nearly lost his mouthpiece. I don't think he has much in the way of his legs underneath him.
Still trying to fight, though.
Yeah, he is. He believes in his power. He's still trying to land that one big one. Championship boxing was all about. Now remember, this has been two guys who got up in.
You're supposed to be the best in the world facing one another.
Oh, big right hand almost dropped him. Almost went to a knee.
Where did Echols come up with that one?
Wow.
And a right hand from Hopkins.
Don't let him fight.
said with the bell in the final round either. That's a slip.
I thought we saw a very inspiring fight by both of these two gentlemen boxers in there this evening.
Just terrific. That's great stuff, and it's over. It was terrific.
He even had one difficult moment late. After dominating the last couple of rounds and seemingly in control, there's a right hand by Echols that got the attention, certainly at least, of Bernard Hopkins in that last round. He saw his knees dip. But
one draw and 23 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Davin Beach. One draw and 27 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Philadelphia, PA, the IBF middleweight champion of the world.
Yes, because he's improving it very.
And he's a thinking man's fighter in that.
Yeah, he's becoming.
Hopkins likes to point out there have been some great middleweights out of Philadelphia, but as Bernard points out, Joe Giardello, Bernard pays attention to detail.
Yes, he does.
Well, Echols promised a high work rate. He said that he would be able to throw about 90 punches around. Not a legal punch. He didn't count as a knockdown, but Hopkins was rocked. And he hits him on the break again.
Throwing both of them without taking a corner.
Hopkins lands the right hand across the top. It backs Echols back up. Now Echols begins to brawl, and Hopkins, more accurate, bangs him into the ropes with a chopping right hand inside. And
Tusso. Now that's pretty nifty from Davenport, Iowa.
Minor league ballpark right by the river.
I think Echols is trying to stay. But Hopkins, even though he's a little bit taller, he'll clinch and then to throw an effective punch.
A challenger named Sid Vanderpool was a messy, foul-filled affair. And this one promises more the same. A punch to the back of the head. Echols goes down. I didn't think he hit him that hard.
It didn't seem like he hit him that hard to me. But nevertheless, it could have been a punch that he didn't see. As he was relaxed, he thought it was in the clinch.
That was a definite foul, however, and I'm just wondering what the consequences could be here.
I would have said to the guy, you want 5 minutes to go.
You know, and I think maybe the reason for that is just the continuation of it.
I think that
if it ends up getting into a brawl, I'm quite sure that Hopkins is going to have the advantage of that coming from Philadelphia.
A lot of flack from Boxing Insiders in the last week for what was perceived as Sloppy has a chance to bounce back in time with what looks as though it's going to be an awkward battle. Hopkins lands the right hand. Another right hand lands.
Echols his shoulder as he leans in close to him as if he's going into a clinch, and then instead.
Offense. Yes. Bernard Hopkins' great experience.
This was not a case of Bernard Hopkins or Echols turning away from him.
Thrown more and landed more than Echols.
But you have 2 punches against here, which means this fight's going to be exciting until it ends. It's not going to be any moment that either one of these guys can relax.
Right hand.
Where the vast experience of Hopkins is going to be a much bigger dominating factor. Yes, he's going to continue to keep shooting the short right hand over the shoulder. He's barely missing, but as
good quick left by Hopkins, and he makes.
Whereas once he gets tired, that he can fight off of his experience. Whereas Hopkins will do things instinctively, I think.
45, most of them at the championship level.
Yes.
What kind
Shot, so to say.
In California, trains with Joe Goosen.
Michael Nunn.
Michael Nunn, excuse me. Eventually, Nunn lost his middleweight title in Hopkins. Both Nunn and Tony still fighting, incidentally.
Yes.
Echols has a skirt over his trunks.
I believe it was Hector Camacho who first developed St. Garment.
Harold, how do you have it so far?
Okay, Jim, I got a 29-28, 2 rounds to 1. Bernard Hopkins. He easily won the first 2 punch. Echols just came out and jab, and Bernard waited. I don't know what he was doing. The back of the head, the lower part of the brain, or the upper part of the neck. It's absolutely very, very dangerous.
It wasn't that hard a punch, but yes, it is dangerous to land one in that location. There was a terrific straight right hand by Hopkins.
And refreshed than Echols.
Echols beginning to wing.
Spun around. I think at this stage, the referee seriously will have to look at
And be hit by rabbit punches, but still in an amateur fashion.
complete control over the fight, even though Echols is still
strong, and Echols is. The more awkward he is, the more dangerous he can be.
That's very correct. But I think the biggest danger that Hopkins has is possibly putting himself in a position to get disqualified.
Although
Run them shots inside. Run them in there.
Round 5. I love Brown throws that right hand from every place in the ring.
Stay in your corner, Bernard. Stay in your corner. Stay in your corner.
when your man Prince Nassim Hamed bodied your throat.
Yes, in that case, Mr. Soto was butting him continually. And from Hamed, I said, we're going to take points away to take points from both of them. But it was just so flagrant, and that's what made it look so bad. But in this
Extremely awkward fight.
he showed a lot of experience. See, that's what I'm saying. Echols threw a right hand and got...
And again, not a powerful punch, but it connects. Well, this is not pretty.
Got up. That point in time, he's getting counted with right hands.
His streak of successful middleweight title defenses to 12. Another right hand counter by Hopkins off of a right hand by Echols. And as Echols pauses to try to talk to Tony Weeks, Hopkins hits him, and Echols retaliates by body slamming.
It's a buts about it. No scorecards. It's a disqualification for Echols.
For me to imagine that he would after this.
I doubt if he's going to fight anymore. And, you know, it was such a flagrant... Well, a lot depends on the condition of that right shoulder, which is what he landed on. Get the shoulder to see some movement in the right shoulder. Because at this stage here, in his state of mind, he may do something himself flagrant back to Echols and possibly put himself in a position.
Guys, Bernard Hopkins hasn't thrown a right hand since he stood up. Harold Letterman, what else?
Jim, let me tell you, a doctor did take a look at Hopkins. That was the female in the ring. It was Dr. Margaret Goodman. She did check out Bernard Hopkins, and Bernard said he elected to fight, so she let it go. But Tony Weeks called it an intentional foul, and Bernard Hopkins gets 2 points that they took from Antwun Echols for the intentional foul.
But he has not thrown a single right hand in more than 40 seconds of boxing since he stood up.
Jim, under the rules, okay, if the fight gets stopped, Antwun Echols can't win the fight. If he's ahead, the fight's a draw, and Hopkins keeps the title.
So it could still win by DQ.
Absolutely. They go to the scorecards if it's a technical draw. If it's a draw, if it's even, then it's a draw.
Could that be why Hopkins chose to continue fighting Emmanuel? Because he figures he's well ahead on the scorecards anyway?
And I don't think he was aware of the rule. I think he really is right here.
Looks like he's going to say, okay, I'm going to show you what a fool
At this point in time, but sooner or later, the right hand is going to probably have to be a factor in the fight.
Dr. Margaret Goodman asked Hopkins if he was okay. He said his shoulder was fine, and he wanted to fight. He has not thrown a right hand since standing up.
Pop the chain! Pop the chain! Pop the chain!
Antwun Echols loses 2 points because of the fact that Bernard Hopkins doesn't realize that if the fight is stopped, he can't lose his title. I mean, I think Larry's right.
comes from his anger at the system.
He threw a right hand punch.
Educated are aware of the rules, actually, and what would be in effect in case the fight was stopped.
Yeah, but he's supposed to have cornermen who do know the rules.
He's throwing the right hand freely now. And looking all right
doing it. There's a big left hand by Hopkins. And there's a right hand over the top by Echols, and Hopkins counters with the right again.
Hard on the inside.
And Bernard Hopkins is a hard man.
Impressive fight for him, I think, for the couple of people.
Fall off. Echols throws Hopkins. Right hand lands for Echols.
Good right hand.
You're doing good when you're jabbing. When you're setting up with the jab, you're doing great. You're doing great. You understand?
He's been using his left hand so much, suddenly the right comes in there.
Well, it started with a left hook that I think Echols had just finished an exchange.
Well, and Echols was hurt, and Hopkins had the sense to jump up.
Beautiful job.
I'm sorry I missed that. I've never heard anything quite like that.
Hopkins wobbles Echols again. Bernard Hopkins is looking for a very satisfying knockout in this fight. Big right hand by Hopkins coming up from the bottom. Echols' balance is bad enough to begin with. When he gets wobbled. Countering off the ropes, but Hopkins just keeps coming.
That's probably the most discouraging thing that's happened. Finally get a right hand in.
Both guys are still punching with chin to pace it, and they're going to get this a little bit on you. Don't like these.
Handling David Reed's battle with Karina Garcia and a lot of low blows. Reed had no idea what he was in store for tonight. This has been something. Hits Bernard Hopkins after a break. Just there. Round two. Bernard Hopkins hits Antwun Echols in the back of the head. Right there.
You know, I hope that the fighter is fully aware of the fact that he's not telling him the truth.
I mean, how do you believe anything the trainer's going to say if he can't tell you the truth in the middle of a fight?
Always tell your fighter the truth. Always.
There's a pattern that has existed throughout the Stop it, stop it.
Bully, Mac! Bully!
Two more instances of holding and hitting could cost him his title.
That's possible, but the fact that he...
Great right hand by Hopkins landed. Echols trying to come back to the back. You better be in condition if you're going to go in against Antwun Echols.
Again, next year. That's for sure.
Corruption.
Yes, they would never have an easy test out there.
This is round 10.
I like round 10. I really do. It's a famous and legendary round. Remember round 10 of Bo Holyfield? Abandoned by Goosen when Joe brought Ben Tacky here for his fight on the undercard of Louis Tua. So he's with the men he's been with for a long time out of Davenport. Hey, Harold, how do you have it so far?
Okay, Jimmy, round 8, when Bernard Hopkins lost the point for holding behind the head, that became a 9-9 round because I thought Bernard Hopkins won the round, so he loses the point. So, 7-1, 1 even, 88-79, Bernard Hopkins.
And look out, Echols is about to land in our lap. Now he goes to the other side.
Kid Dynamite is getting blown up.
This is a definite excitement, dramatic fight. Because anything can happen at this tonight.
It's pretty, but it's serious.
John L. Sullivan and Jake Kilrain fought the last bare-knuckle prize fight in this country in 1888.
I don't think he wants to fight anymore. The referee did the exact right thing. He stopped fighting.
Here's another look at what happened at the end.
Yeah, Echols looked like he was looking for help from the referee, and I just think he was dazed. He was confused.
See, now,
he wasn't protecting himself.
But the referee could have taken advantage of the first blow that landed and actually took points away.
But there was no reason for it. He hadn't granted him timeout.
Yeah, there was no timeout, no stoppage of any kind. Maybe Echols didn't know that, but it didn't look like a foul of any kind to me.
No, I think Echols was looking for a way out. He was spending more time talking to the referee than he was fighting.